you guys are approaching, some of you guys are getting ready to go into your senior year. What are some of the things that y'all think about that time period?
I feel like it's become a time to like really kind of move around, do all sorts of random things, everything to like find yourself and like finish doing what you want to do before you're strapped with family and all that sort of like I feel like that's kind of what it's become like. It's that like, oh, live while you can because soon enough you're gonna be having kids when you die. So
no, it is. It's definitely this time of freedom for sure. There's this. I mean, I think it goes back to us valuing independence. It's kind of when are we gonna have time to invest in ourselves?
We also call it, in sociology we study this a lot, and we talk about it as the extended adolescence.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes back to the whole idea of, yeah, you're free to do whatever, but you still usually live at home, and you're dependent on your family, and you're going out and doing your own thing, but at the same time, you're still in that childish stage of, I'm not preparing myself for my future financially, getting that stable job. I'm just exploring myself and not really getting ready.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of a scary time.
It is scary. It's scary or awesome. I mean,
Well,
I'm in it. I love it. But
No.
I think
Thinking
we've
about it.
all also kind of seen our parents' generation like rushing into things and having to kind of settle with the job they're in, and they just got that job and they kept it because it was stable. And I think we all kind of hope that we all end up that way. Whether it was our parents or someone else's parents, or you want to like make sure you're doing what you love, that sort of thing. So it's ready.
no, I think that's so true. I mean, I don't know if everyone could hear what she was saying, but she was saying, we saw our parents kind of going, like rushing into things, and then they were kind of like always on this trajectory. That it's like before you kind of commit to different things, you want to kind of be sure you know who you are and what you want and where you want to go. It's kind of that sense of, at what point are we ready to kind of move on? There's a couple comments there.
Like 6 months older than I am right now, my mom is engaged, so that's just like really frightening. I want more for myself than just like graduate and get married and have kids right away. So I feel like that's why a lot of people, especially women too, like have more than just graduate and get married.
Well, and where do you think that comes from? Kind of that sense of like new opportunity. Like it's the things that satisfied our parents don't necessarily satisfy us. Kind of goes back to some of the things we say we value.
Changing cultural
Surrounded.
Changes in cultural surroundings.
The fact that women now have an for women, the fact that we now have an opportunity to work in the same field as the male.
Like as a financial aspect, like you have to earn money too, because like if you just marry somebody and like you depend on them and they all split up, like you're like done.
Yeah, so there's like this need for security, for sure. Callie, did you have something?
And like economically now, it just makes more sense to have two people working together. It doesn't. It's really hard to have just one person.
Very true.
I think like a lot of people like this extended adolescence is like you see the things that are supposed to be permanent, like a marriage or something, like divorce or someone else that. So things that people had security in are no longer like some people just don't see that as secure anymore, and then like the things that had lasted, like their jobs, like they're miserable. Some people are miserable in them, so I think it's just become this like switching and how you need things, like things that are supposed to be permanent and like full of joy, like aren't anymore, and they're broken. And then the things that, I mean, yeah, you're supposed to find joy in your work, but like, I mean, you also kind of need a job. That's what's lasting, and so I think like just once again like a shift in values, like trying to look for something that's going to last, and I think that's why this whole wondering happens.
Well, and I think, did you guys hear her in the back? She was saying a lot of the things that that our parents, that we kind of grew up thinking we could put our security in, like family and marriage and job, those aren't necessarily the things that are that secure anymore. That there's this fragileness there, and so it makes us anxious, and then that's what kind of creates this wandering of like, well, what are the things I'm really going to put like my heart and soul and depend on, because the things I thought we could depend on are kind of broken. I think that goes back to the great point of like, that's why you really have to understand and identify and hold true what your core values are, because if you don't have those as your rocks, you can. It's just incredibly challenging not to be, completely just in this wandering state for a long time. This is actually the video that. No, I don't. Is it kind of the same thing?
That's the one that